Hey guys, this is my review of the Verizon iPhone 5. Now, this is a review from an Android user's perspective, but that's not really a bad thing, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the build quality, because the build quality of this phone is outstanding. So you see it is glass, and it is, I want to say aluminum or metal, not sure, but they both feel great. So, the trimming, even the buttons are like metal, like, get that to focus. But it just feels really high quality in your hand, and I'm talking about, not cheap plastic Samsung type, like say the Galaxy S3. You can tell this is plastic, and it honestly, it looks terrible next to the iPhone 5. I'm not even gonna lie about that. But let's go ahead and get started. So first thing you notice is the lock screen. Now if you want to, you can swipe right up and go to the camera in less than like 3 seconds. So that's pretty nice. But let's go ahead, and you see that you can unlock it from here just like every other phone. But I like that you can double tap and it pulls up the music widget. So you see I actually bought that song off iTunes just for this video. But you can play, you can skip, and also you can adjust the volume, all from the lock screen. And if anything is playing, it displays the artwork right there. And also, if you have Pandora, like it'll also let you control Pandora from the lock screen too. So I think that's a really awesome feature. Now, since we were just in the camera, let's go back to it and I'll talk about that for a second. This is basically like every other camera out there. I mean, it's a really nice camera and it works, but I don't really use the camera that much on a phone. So, but if you double tap anywhere, you get your recent apps menu. And see, you have to long press and then you push a little X. Now this is kind of annoying, but it's not that bad, except for that it remembers like every single app that you've ever opened on your device and in its entire life. Okay, but if you swipe to the left of all of your apps, you get another music widget. So just like the lock screen, you get another music widget to control your music anywhere, which I really love that feature. Apple, good job on that, because that's a really good feature. And also you can control your volume for your media, but it's just a really nice. And also notice how this little music icon, you can tap that to go to your music, and if you have Pandora playing, you can tap that and you can go into Pandora. So again, it's a really nice feature. Now for apps, iPhone apps, iOS apps are, I hate to say this, but they're like 100 times better than Android apps, mainly because all iOS, all of iOS, they all look the same no matter what version you're on. You still have the grid, you still have this simple layout. While in Android, they have Android 1.5 all the way up to 4.2, and most apps are made for Android 2.3 Gingerbread, which if you have a device running Android 4.0 and up like I do, it looks terrible on your phone. But with this, all apps, they just fit, and it looks really nice. So Google Apps on this phone, so if I even go into Gmail, it'll load up my email, and you just notice that the app just looks so much cleaner. Go over here, and all apps, in my opinion, will even go into Google Plus, but you see how much cleaner they look, and it just flows so much better than on Android. I'm not bashing Android apps in any way at all, but it just looks better in my opinion. Now for battery life, I took a few screenshots of my battery life, so let's go ahead and go into those. Okay, so now right here, I had 6 hours and 9 minutes of screen on time, and I had 18 hours and 21 minutes of standby time, and my battery was still at 43%. So if you're worried about battery life on this phone, don't be. It has awesome battery. Just ignore that. Trying to find my other screenshots, my wallpaper. Taco Bell. Okay, here we go. Here's my other screenshot after all that. But see, I had 6 hours and 5 minutes here with 13 hours of use, and that was with 29% of usage after everything. So I don't think I have any more pictures. I don't really want you guys to go through that again, but that's Yeah, so one thing that kind of frustrates me, because, even though this is iOS, it does come with its aggravations. If you go into an app like Gmail, swipe back over, and you rotate your phone into landscape, the app switcher, it stays in portrait. So I'm not sure, they can't switch the app to where it turns. Not sure about that. Apple needs to get on that for iOS 7. Close that out and change it. But okay, and the next thing I'm going to talk about is games. So if I load up an app like, say, Ski Safari, if I try to play this game, I have big thumbs. I am a big person. I'm not even going to lie. My thumbs cover most of the screen when I'm trying to play this game. So if I go to ski, if I only use one thumb, it's not so bad. But I have to use it wisely, or else I'm just screwed, because you notice that there are rocks up here that appear and you have to jump over those and everything like that. Oh, but you got to jump over those, and if my thumb gets in the way, then issues happen. Now for the pre-installed apps, I just made a folder and I threw everything in there. I like that the iPhone doesn't include a lot of bloatware like Android does. If you buy an Android phone on any carrier in the world, they are going to include bloat, like my Verizon, my AT&T Navigate, anything like they'll include that. But Apple has officially said no, you're not including that on my device. That is what Google needs to do. Google needs to stand up to the carriers and tell them, hey, you're not including bloatware. It's going to be a stock experience. But they won't do that. So you have the clock, Apple Maps, which I don't use Maps at all, because why would I do that? But they have Passbook, Game Center, Stocks, Notes, Compass. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't use any of these at all. I'm not even going to lie. But they're there, that's why I put them in a folder. But I do like the little weather. But that brings me to another gripe, is the status bar. If you get a notification, you have to hit a little X right there to clear out the notification. And when I'm trying to hit that X, I launch the weather. Now it just happens. Like, you launch stuff without even meaning to, but that's just because of how big my thumbs are trying to touch a little object. Now this screen size is perfect for iOS. If this was Android, it wouldn't be, but for iOS, this is perfect. You can text, you can do anything that you want. The keyboard, it works really well. So say the quick brown, I messed that up, but you get my hint, right? The screen size is not that bad. It works perfectly for me, and it works. Now, most of you guys, I know that the Android fan people out there, they're like, no, well, we have everything that the iPhone has. I went into the emoji keyboard on the iPhone, and I counted over 850 emojis. The Android emoji keyboard from CM, AOKP, whatever, they only have like 300. So you don't have all the emojis. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't use the emojis at all, but I figured I'd bring that up for you guys. You don't have everything that the iPhone does. You don't have the camera. You don't have the amazing build quality. And I mean, it's just a nice device overall. One reason I'm not going to be keeping this device is because I am running the latest 6.1.3, and that's how I bought my phone. But I found out that you can't update 6.1.3. See the version number right there? So I was like, you can't jailbreak this? Okay, that's not that big of a deal. I mean, I can always just wait for the update, but no, they're not going to release an update for 6.1.3. They're going to wait till iOS 7, which is when the iPhone 5S is going to be released. So I was like, can I downgrade? You can't downgrade. You can't downgrade the iPhone 5. So I am going to be getting rid of my iPhone. I am going to be picking up the iPhone 5S or the iPhone 6 though, because I really like the iPhone. I like the build quality. I like, the simplicity of it, and it's just a really nice device. Will it beat Android? No, but again, it's another option. I carry Android and my iPhone. There's nothing wrong with having both. You're not a fanboy. If you like iOS, you like iOS. I like iOS. Judge me. I like Android. Judge me. I can have both. I don't care what your opinion is. If you don't like this, unsubscribe from my channel, and you don't have to look at my iPhone. You don't have to look at my Android. You don't have to look at anything. I don't care. It doesn't really bother me that much. But I'm just letting you guys know that I do like the iPhone. I do like iOS in some circumstances. Where iOS truly fails is, again, the customizability. Now, I don't care about the grid. I like the grid. I have my app drawer. It's a grid. I don't mind just changing the wallpaper, but I'm talking about customizability as in just changing more. Like, you should be able to change the icons, stuff like that, without having to jailbreak this. You should be able to add stuff, but you should be able to do whatever you want without having to jailbreak this. This is where Android comes in. But one thing that got me when I first got this phone was the settings menu. I did not know what I was doing in the settings menu at all. I was trying to find my phone number and I couldn't. I went under general. I went under about phone because I was like, that's where it is in Android. It was not there. It was nowhere. I was like, where is this? But you have to go under phone. So you have to go under phone for the my number to pop up. And I was like, why is this? That's my phone number. Please don't call me. You can text me for help if you want. I don't care. Just don't waste my minutes. But I mean, I just like the simplistic design. But the settings, it was really hard to get used to these settings. Now sounds, brightness, and wallpaper, that's okay. I understand that. But I turn off my data when I'm on Wi-Fi, because if I don't, when the screen locks, iOS turns off Wi-Fi. I don't know why, but they do, and then it goes on LTE. And I'm trying to save on my data because I only have 5 gigs. So, just another thing to remember. But other than that, I really like the iTunes ecosystem. I really like the App Store. And just everything looks good on this device. If you guys have a chance, you should really pick one up and try it out before you just start bashing the crap out of it. If you've never owned this device, I've owned the iPhone 4 on Verizon before. Now I got the iPhone 5, but if you've never owned an iPhone, don't bash it. Just don't. I mean, sure, Android is open sourced, but what is that to a average consumer? Are they really, oh, Android is open source, so it's better than the iPhone? Nobody is going to ever say that to somebody. Just don't. If you've never owned this device, shut up and stop bashing it. Own the device. Give it at least a week. I love it. It's just not for me. But it is a really great device. But if I can't jailbreak it, if I can't show you guys tutorials or anything like that on it, then it's not for me. It's not for my channel. I can't do much with it. It's just there. I mean, I can show you guys apps. I can show you how to download and install something. Oh, what is that? Everybody knows how to do that. That's why I'm getting rid of it. And I'm going to pick up another device. It's probably going to be the Droid DNA. I don't know. But I mean, it's just a really nice device. I recommend any Android user to pick this up and try it. Trade in your Android phone, or keep your Android phone like I did, and try this device. I'm not gonna like shove it down your throat or anything like that, but the iPhone is better in my opinion. If you put Android on this device, yeah, that would be awesome. And to the people talking about, oh, it only has one home button, what is that on a Galaxy S3? Is that a physical home button? Is that a physical home button? Every Samsung device, every new Samsung device anyway, it's like the Galaxy S2s and up, they have a physical home button. So if you're gonna bash a physical home button and you own a Samsung device, yeah, get the foot out of your mouth. But I'm gonna stop my rant. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm going back to Android, so you guys can subscribe again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.